back. This is Alan Braslow, your host. Today I have with me Fred White. Fred and I met about a year and a half ago. He is the owner of Miles Auto Service. Throw out the address in town real quick, Fred.
1007 Tuckahoe Road it's in Sewell, but Washington Township.
And we met because Fred is, in my mind, a very unique human being. He cares about dogs, he cares about people, and he puts his money where his mouth is, which we all know not everybody tends to do. We met because Fred was looking for another group in which to do his Doggy event, which I'm going to let him explain. And our Don't Bully Us Pit Bull Rescue loves to do things like this, so we hooked up with Fred, and we were able to do it last year. We'll tell you more about it afterwards. We did it again this year, and it's one of the better events I think that we have been in. So he and his wife care about dogs. Tell us how you got involved in this doggy event.
You're right. We're a dog family. We have two large German Shepherds. We've always had dogs. And my wife came to me after doing some volunteer work, and she said, we need to do something for dogs at the shop. And in my moment of confusion, dogs can't drive, they don't have opposable thumbs. It's really tough to do something with cars and dogs. So after some conversation back and forth, we came up with Doggy Day.
So those pictures I see of the Subaru being driven by a golden retriever is not real.
I think it's some movie magic. It's possible. So we came across this. We came up with this idea for Doggy Day. Let's bring the customers in. We'll do it a customer appreciation day, we'll call it. And it was summertime, so I thought, okay, cool. I can use this with the shop. We'll call it the Dog Days of Summer. We'll put together this AC package of a handful of repairs for the car, and the proceeds can go for a shelter. So you met me at the last year was our fourth year doing this, and we knocked it out of the park. We had a great time. We did this at the shop. We clear out the parking lot, get a tent set up, get some food in there. We always had a DJ every year, and last year we outgrew the parking lot. So this year we had to have it at a different location, a smaller park in Washington Township. It was a park that's sort of forgotten for town. It's sort of back in the corner. It doesn't get a lot of attention. So in order to use it, we had to do a lot of work in the park, cleaning things up. We worked with the Park and Rec. Lisa was the director of the Park and Rec Association over there. It took a pretty bad brunt from the storm last year at Doggy Day, where we had no power. There's a lot of trees, the dog trails that are at this park that no one really knows about. So that was a part of why to do this. That's attract some attention to, someplace that dog people can use. They have all these trails that go through the woods there, as well as the park itself has some pretty deep history. But we took a crew from the shop, some local help from other customers. Had a carpenter fix up the pavilion. Painter, helped me with the floor, the concrete floor of the little area. We got some donations from Home Depot, so we tried to get as the park cleaned up and ready for Doggy Day as best we could.
So what's interesting is you started off with your wife saying do something with the dogs, and you turned it into an incredible fundraising event for dogs and exposure. A nice way to say thank you to your clients. I remember last year was your customers were there. They were loving every minute of it. And I mean, they were dressing the dogs up. There were beauty contests. I mean, tell the people about the different events that you had, which all the things that go on.
They love Doggy Day. They talk about it all year long. They're asking when is this coming up? And yeah, it's a doggy fashion show. So you dress your dog up. We've made all these different categories. So we have floppiest ears, dog who most looks like its owner, largest dog, smallest dog, best rescue dog. It was 15 different categories. So we have a good time with it. We try to expand it out as best we can, and to have different things for the kids to do while they're there. Not just a dog thing. Let's make a whole family event out of it.
Yeah, I remember you saying you did have a lot of things. Now, share a little bit about what happened last year and the excitement. I think that there was a lot of movement that we all had to make to get things coming together.
It was interesting. That was a big bad storm had come through town, and in the 17 years I've been in town, I've never been without power for a week. And we lost it the Monday before the event, which was Sunday.
That's right. I forgot about that. That it had hit you in the beginning of the week, and it was they're going to get to you. They're going to get to you. They're going to get to you.
You lose power every now and again. A storm comes through, so we didn't think anything of it. Monday comes, we'll get through this. We're working with wrenches and flashlights. Tuesday comes, it's getting a little bit more difficult. We're working outside with jacks, and we're going old school. Wednesday comes, the customers are getting a little upset because there's cars that are stuck on the lift. We can't move.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think of that. You can't get them down. They're up there.
Yeah. There was cars stuck in there literally for a week, and
wow.
We couldn't move them because there was no power. And then Doggy Day comes, and we have all this, all the invitations are out. Everyone's coming. It's on. It's happening, and we have no power. So I scrambled out. I got some generators together, and the show went on. We made it happen.
I remember that, and we were fortunate. One of the captains, Washington Township Police Captain, we made a call to them, and he came out, and when he realized there's kids out here, there's dogs out here, it's a major intersection where you're at, and a shopping center is there.
Yeah, we had no red lights, we had nothing, and it took some high brass that come from the police station to come out and help us out. And,
interesting.
It worked out well.
And they did, which was really nice.
Yeah.
And they stayed and they enjoyed themselves too.
they did.
They got an idea of what this is like. Now you said this last year or this year, you moved to the new location, which was a park, and you've actually what's incredible what you've done for the park. You've turned a probably not very nice area that had been forgotten, as you said, into something that's usable now.
Yeah, we went through and we took out a couple truckloads of trash. Just it was sprawled through the area. The kids have got back into the woods. It's off the beaten path, so it's easy to sort of hide and blend in the woods there. And the park rangers are they're doing their best. They have Washington Lake Park and other places in town that take up a lot of their time. So we stepped up to do what we could to make a nice place.
Well, what I want to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, I'd like to talk about this year's event because I heard that I had to miss it. It was my granddaughter's birthday party, and I heard it was absolutely amazing. It was fantastic. There were more people than you can imagine. So I'd like you to tell us about that when we come back. Maybe if you have some pictures you can share with the folks, that would be great. We're going to take a quick commercial break. This is Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at alicia@whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more. Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. This is Alan Braslow, your host. And again, with me today is Fred White from Miles Auto Service. When we left, we had just started talking about this year's event. And as I mentioned, I had two granddaughters' birthday parties. So for the first time, I had to miss it, which really kind of hurt not being there. And especially after Fred told me how great it was. So hopefully my not being there made it better. We'll see. I'll go with that as long as it's a good event. So tell us about this year, and I understand you also have some pictures you want to share with us and talk to us about.
Yeah, there was, like I said, we had it at the park, so we had a lot more room to play with. The tent we had was enormous. You know, Karcher tent. They supply the tent for us every year. The 20 by 40 we had at the parking lot, which looks big on my little parking lot. You know, we had this massive one at this Grand Line Park, which we set up all our chairs and made the whole fashion show. So we have, I wish I remember the dog's name, but we have this little dog here, this picture. He won best dressed.
Yeah, the picture's up now.
Yep, that was our best dressed dog. So you know, like I said, it's a fashion show, so they come out dressed up, or you know, just in general, they come through in our different categories. You know, like I said, waggiest ears, most looks like its owner.
And then they parade up and down, if I remember correctly.
We have our announcer Damien went through and introduces each dog. You know, this is the dog, the owner. You know, he enjoys long walks on the beach and chasing the ball, and you know, little tidbits about the dogs, you know, just to showcase them and show them what's going on. So there's our best celebrity look-alike. You know, isn't there a striking resemblance to Rosie O'Donnell?
Oh, that's funny. Isn't there a politician who keeps picking on Rosie O'Donnell about that too? But I won't go there. And then this
show.
Canine, this one?
Every year we invite out the Washington Township Canine, and we were lucky to have 2 officers out this year. And as well as Roscoe is the actual canine dog right there. They went out and did a meet and greet, so everyone could come up and talk to the officers, meet Roscoe, you know, get their pictures taken with them. Just a good, you know, help for the officers to meet the public and to, you know, take the fear out of, you know, the police or whatever is going on.
Interesting when you talk about Roscoe, if we can go back to that picture again, but with folks getting their picture taken with him, it has to be a good experience for the kids, especially because they see a dog that is a dog that's a protector,
Right.
as well as how friendly it is with the kids. A lot of people don't realize that these dogs go home at night with the officers. They're part of their family.
Yeah.
That when they are doing their job, they're doing their job.
Yep, when they're on lead, you know, that leash they call it, on lead, the dog knows that it's in work mode. And, you know, he was awesome sitting through there. He was pretty friendly. There's only one canine in the picture. There was only the other one that was not so friendly. He has a stronger work ethic, I guess. He was definitely in work mode, so he couldn't come out with all the other dogs around.
He was protecting everybody else so they could have fun.
Exactly.
He was in work mode.
He's doing his job, doing what has to be done.
Now this picture is for the kids, right?
This is, this year we had 16 different vendors, so a lot of, exposure to, not just go through there for the dog show. We had different, people that you can go up and different businesses set up to meet. They all, participated and helped towards, raising some money for Don't Bully Us. That is the information tent. That was our Miles tent set up. So we had our own,
yeah.
Information for the shop there, a way that you can buy the AC package to, donate towards Don't Bully Us.
What do people say when you tell them that you can buy a service, but we're not going to make any money on it? It's going to be donated to charity. That must shock them.
I'm not sure how it's taken, but it's how we set things up. It's not, you're getting something that's not worth anything. It's a $60 package. For the day we were selling for $9, and
Wow.
we're essentially doing the work for free, and whatever money was coming in was going for Don't Bully Us. So it worked out well.
So here's another one that just came up. This is the kids. I think games and things and arts and crafts.
We had 4 different games set up for the kids. We had a dog paw, arts and crafts where the kid can draw a little dog or put the dog's paw down with paint and draw out something to create something with the paw. We had frames and stuff set up for them. We had a seek and find through the dog trails. So there's a lot of trails that go through behind this park.
That had to be fun.
And yeah, it was just a way of showing the public that these are these trails you can use, and they're back here. And it takes a little heat off of the other park that you're not allowed to have dogs in. This is a regular dog park, a leash park, but is some place to go. So we had a selfie station set up, so the kids can hold their dogs up or for themselves and make some little goofy faces and hang out and have a good time. That is Sadie. That's a customer's dog who is actually a blind Sheltie. She had to have those glasses on because of being so sunny out.
Interesting. I'm trying to. Yeah, and they were specially made for her, or they're like just sunglasses.
They're just sunglasses. She's a double Merle Sheltie. They're blind. They have a genetic disorder from birth, where she's very, very hard of hearing and blind. So she sticks very close to her sister, and they stay together. But we just got a cool shot of the sunglasses. She was rocking out it was a good sunny day, so she's hanging out with her sunglasses on.
Now, how many vendors did you have this year? Because last year, I think we had fewer than this year. It seems to be growing every year.
We doubled last year. Last year we had 8. This year we had 16. So it's definitely helping out to grow the show and to make it into something bigger, to make it into something cool.
But if a business or a vendor wants to participate, what do they have to be willing to do to be part of this event?
We ask our vendors there's a spot fee that goes to Don't Bully Us, and then there's also a please make a basket or something to donate to our basket bingo or raffle section, which is also money raised for the shelter.
That is great. We're going to take a quick commercial break and then come back. I have some more questions for Fred, and wanted to share with you how you can reach out to him. What's interesting, as an aside, when I was there last year, I got to watch some of his folks work, and it was on cars, and it was I admire a good mechanic, one who takes care and is also not making a mess, because you got to clean up afterwards. But really, good group of people. We want to talk more with Fred and talk about what's coming up for next year as well. This is Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. Be back in a couple of minutes.
Tanker Consulting Services, a payment solutions expert, will show you how with a free, detailed, written analysis illustrating your cost savings. We usually uncover savings between 10 and 25%, and sometimes more. We can help your business succeed by providing reliable and secure merchant payment solutions such as merchant services programs, point-of-sale systems, and ATM machines. TCS, one of the leaders in regional credit card processing consulting, offers electronic payments to merchants locally and nationwide through our preferred vendor programs. We work to keep business costs down with a comprehensive suite of quality products, services, and customized credit card processing programs exclusively tailored for your company. TCS is convenient, reliable, and innovative, with customer service available 24/7, 365 days a year. Our in-depth industry knowledge, partnership strategy, and innovative processing solutions allow for a specialized approach to providing merchant bank processing with 100% full fee disclosure. TCS is one-stop shopping for all your merchant services solutions. Our clients save money 100% of the time. Trust Tanker Consulting Services, the knowledgeable, professional, and friendly provider of secure payment services. We set the standard by which others are measured. Call now for a free written analysis. 609-922-0201.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
Welcome back to Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. Again, this is Alan Braslow, your host, and I'm here with Fred White from Miles Auto Service. One of the things that I wanted to ask you about, because 4 years, think of some of the things that have happened either because of the event, as a result of the event, or during the event that you know you will never forget.
Wow.
Good, bad, or indifferent.
Well, I can say that it's such a relief that I could grow this big enough to get it off my parking lot and to do it at the park, because to gear up to Doggy Day is a month worth of just stressing out, trying to make sure that we have just enough jobs in the shop to make things work and to be able to clear the parking lot out to have room for everything. Where last year it was just about bursting at the seams as far as the lot goes.
We overflowed last year, didn't we?
We did. We went into my neighbor's parking lot, which worked out perfect because it was changing ownership, so they didn't have enough, inventory there. It's a car lot, so they want to be full of cars, and there was few enough that we can pull everything back, and we stretched into half of their front yard, and that's when we knew that all right, it's hit its peak. It's outgrown my lot, and it's growing into a bigger, better thing. Which I think worked out better as far as to get more vendors, more people, raise more money for the shelter itself, and just to have more activities for the kids. This year we had a whole agility course set up. There was a baseball field at this Grenlock Park, and the entire infield was full of we had giant tubes and horse jumps. The waddle poles, we had the whole thing set up. We try to get as close to a professional course as we could to have all the kiddie events set up. Before it was in one bay in my shop. Now, we're spread out over all this grass.
I was just thinking you could do an American Ninja type
For dogs.
for dogs.
Make them run through the phone.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
Be different.
That would be, and you have the room now.
We do, and another part that we haven't touched on for Grenlock Park is the history behind it. This, in the pavilion in the back, my father, both of us were history buffs, so we got into a little piece of during the cleaning of this park. I'm walking through the dog trails, and I just see in the woods there's some, bricks, old foundation just sitting there. I didn't think much of it, and later I got a piece of, this used to be a big park, in the turn of the century, 1920s to the 50s. This was, the great adventure of the area. This was huge. So my father took that little nugget and he for 3 weeks, just researched like crazy what he could find, and we set up a whole history exhibit, to say, in the pavilion, in the back of where our dog show was. The pavilion that we fixed up and all.
Right.
He had the storyboard set up, and he knows of how this prominent family came into town, set up the factory. That's where Grenlock came from, as far as housing for the workers, and it grew from people keep using this lake to let's make this big. And we've got pictures of the old carousel that used to be there. That had traveled to a great adventure, an actual great adventure in Texas, and it was in use, from the 20s up until I think 99 was when it finally, 1999 is when it finally got decommissioned and broken down.
That would be interesting next year when you do the event again, to involve more of the history and the education, get the township involved. I'm sure there are folks in the town council who.
There were. This year, that's where some of our information came from. There's actually a book about Grenlock Lake and Grenlock Park, and we talked to the author. She was there. Connie had showed up at the beginning of Doggy Day, and went through our exhibit and checked things out. And we are working with her and the township as far as putting markers to this foundation that I didn't find. It was sitting in the woods, but we cleared a little area so you can see it. And we're actually going to put signs through the dog trails, so as you're walking your dog, you can stop and see what this once was.
It's amazing. You wonder whether the residents of a community, one, realize what's in their community, which you found, and I hope that they appreciate the effort and the time that you've put in, because it sounds like this is not, this didn't end when the event took place. It's actually, the work has started again.
The best feeling you can get is knowing that it did take off and it did work, because for Doggy Day I was trying to set up next to the pavilion a butterfly garden. We got some bushes donated from Home Depot, and we had them sitting there, and just time ran out. We couldn't get it done and get it planted. So I didn't want these plants to die. So after we packed up Doggy Day and went back, the next day I went back to water these plants. They're planted in the ground. Somebody came by there on a Sunday. It wasn't Park and Rec. It wasn't the township. It was just one of the residents came back there with a shovel, put these plants in the ground, and it started. So we have a couple of them in there, and we're just going to grow this out. We're going to try to get the scouts over there to enclose this area and build on it. And next year, we'll see what we can do to try to top this year and make it a better show.
You amaze me. Every time I talk to you, you amaze me more and more. The things that you're into, and they grow. You have no threshold for stopping. I can see that already.
No, you can't just sit in the side of the pool and stick your toes in and make waves. You have to dive in head first, make it happen.
Take an opportunity again, because I think you deserve it, to share with folks. Tell them a little bit about your business. I always like to tell people, this is what I do, and this is how I pay for it. So we know this is what you do, but you still have to make a living,
sure. And
you have a really good operation. Tell the folks about Miles Auto.
Well, it's what I do is I take care of people. We take care of people by getting you back and forth to work, taking care of your car, keeping you moving. So that's my passion, is to our goal at Miles is to double the life of your car. So in doing so, by routine checkouts, and we do digital video inspections. So when the car comes in the shop, we document everything. We take pictures and present to the customer so they know exactly what's happening. It's not just it pulls into the back and it's a mystery. We take pictures of your brakes are low. You have some time, but they're low, and here's a picture of we have a gauge, a green, yellow, red. When they're in the yellow, it's like, start budgeting for this. Don't let it be, oh my God, I'm going to lose work because I can't get there. I have no brakes. We want to set you up so things are on the horizon and things are happening. A car is a machine. It needs maintenance to work. But it's not something you need to get rid of every 3 years. Your car is made to last for a good long time. Your
approach amazes me, especially the videoing, and your customers become your friend. because they know you're being honest with them and you're showing them everything that takes place and not just handing them a piece of paper, which who knows what was put on it. You're not going. You go to some of the major dealers and you don't get that type of service.
Yeah, I came from the dealerships, so I feel that I can relate better on my level at my shop. You know, I'm sure they have their place in doing what they do, but you know, I like my shop's a more personal shop.
You're
you know,
you're above and beyond. We have about a minute left. If you would, give folks how they can get a hold of you, your website, and I always tell people spell it out because if they're most of the folks like me will get it wrong.
Okay, it's Miles, M-I-L-E-S, autoservice.com. We are in Turnersville, New Jersey. The phone number is 629-3000.
That's the 856.
Sorry, 856-629-3000. We're on Facebook. Check us out. All these pictures and more are on our Facebook page. We do other events through the year. We gave away a car. We do a student workshop to help kids learn how to do their car. That's everything.
My suggestion is go down and meet Fred face to face and live and have a conversation with him. And based on not just the skill level that he and his team have, but on the type of person he is, I don't think you're going to want to go anywhere else. Fred, thank you very much for coming up from Turnersville today to do the show.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you again for everything you do for the dogs and everything you've done for Don't Bully Us. As you know, that's a very, very close to my heart. I've got 7 of the puppies in my kitchen right now. This is Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again soon.